Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hey everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. How are you today? I hope you are all will be fine. Well, let me introduce. My name is Lili Mafudo. I am with my friends Rifma and Susanti. We from UNUSA will discussion about the English language material, namely the relative clause or adjective clause. For that, follow this video to the end. Immediately, Rifma, have you ever heard of a relative clause, Rifma?
Okay, I have ever listened about the relative clause, Lily. Mm, I know from my point of view, relative clause is a type of dependent clause that does not stand alone with one sentence. This sentence is also known as an adjective clause. What do you argument, Lily?
I think yeah, that's right. And I think it is like that too. A sentence that has a subject and a verb, but cannot stand alone to become a complete sentence. In my opinion, this is if the function of a relative clause it is to provide additional information on a noun. How about you, Rifma?
Yes, that's true. The relative clause function gives additional information of a noun.
Okay, that's right, guys. So we can make sentence to add information. Well, now we have an example of a relative clause sentence. The next slide. Now, okay, Rifma, you can make a example the relative clause.
Okay, Lily. Now, the example of the sentence from the relative clause is a follow. The girl who looks sad is reading book adjective. Clause is found in the sentence who looks sad subject and verb is the girl I meet the man who gave me drink in festival.
Okay, so the subject and verb describe the girl and the man like that. So you
Yes,
can
true.
so you can add conjunction to make a complete sentence. Yeah. Okay. Now we can conclude what it is the definition of a relative clause. Rifma, definition as relative clause.
Okay, well, all right. The conclusion from the definition of relative itself is clause that cannot stand alone are also known as dependent clause and can also be understood in other meaning. A sentence modifying is changing pronoun and noun is complex sentence. What about you, Lily?
Huh? Yes. Correct. Relative pronouns also have their own function. For rule can be used to express a living version, or it can be cited as a substitute for the subject. For room, we can be used to people in place of things, and which is used to express living things. Can be animals or an object, yeah, like that. And that's relating to humans, animals, and object. And was to relate possession. Okay, the next we will discussion example of relative pronouns. Okay, Rifma, we have who and whom. Can you explain?
Okay, Lily. Yes, the who is used to subject people, not things. If interpreted, who has the meaning of which. and it's used to indicate or explain the subject of a sentence. And whom is a object pronoun that's referred to who is the object in activity. Do you agree with me?
Well, yeah, that's right. There is also an example. There are two sentences. And I meet a man, the man gave me free drink in a festival. So became I meet the man who gave me free drink in a festival. And next, the girl is so beautiful, and I meet her last night. So became the girl's whom I meet last night is so beautiful. So who will explain the position as subject, and then for whom also like that. The meaning explain the subject or object like that. Okay, the next slide has relative pronoun that's, which, and was. Now that and which can be said to be some, but we also have to look at their position in a sentence. What do you think about Rifma for which and that?
Yes, I totally agree with Lily's opinion regarding the relative clause. So here we actually tell which and was, that which can subject or object, that was used to show position, what defines people and things. Okay, Lily, do you agree with me or do you have a argument?
Okay, Rifma, I think yes, that's right. As in the example, as for which is used to show ownership to change people and things. For whom alone can be used when answering question from statement, namely is him, her, it's me, you, us, and them. Okay, the next slide, Rifma, about defining and non-defining clause.
Okay, definition from defining clause and non-defining clause. In her slide, if defining clause can be mentioned restrictive relative clause, and non-defining clause is can be mentioned non-restrictive. The definition from defining clause is a clause usually comes immediately after the noun is described, and the non-defining relative clause give us extra information about someone or something. Defining relating clause to give essential information about someone or something. Uh,
Okay, nice, Rifma. I added a defining or can be called a restrictive clause. Well, it is function as an explanation and non-defining the function as additional information. Well, like that. Look at the example. Number one, defining clause. Example, the boy who lent me an umbrella yesterday is more handsome. Become two sentences. One, the boy lent me an umbrella yesterday, and the boy is more handsome. Next, non-defining clause. Example, my grandmother, who is 19 years old this year, live in Bangkok with my aunt. Became two sentences. My grandmother is 19 years old this year, and my grandmother lived in Bangkok with my aunt. Okay, like that. Maybe that's a little explanation for you, Rifma and me, about the relative clause.
okay, I think enough for this opportunity, and I hope can be benefit for others. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.